Thank you. I think the town of Wolfville can, to attract more small business and more business to town, can adopt a page straight out of the university's handbook. The university, when they're recruiting new talent for the professors, they show off the valley, they show off Wolfville, they show off the lifestyle that you get living in a small town in a small university. And I think that's a strategy that's very effective for them, and it could be very effective for the town of Wolfville. This is a beautiful place. As you come over the 101, you know you're home, you know you're in Wolfville as soon as you see Blommen, and that is a stunning view. It's a view that will never be forgotten by anybody who ever comes here. The other strategy, other than just showing off that this is a beautiful place to live, is to make things easier. This has been part of my platform all along, and as I've been campaigning, I've been talking to people, and the anecdotal evidence is setting up a small business in Wolfville is not easy. And part of that is because we live in Atlantic Canada and far away from the centers of things, but there are things the town can do to make it easier to start a small business here. Thank you.
Okay, well, anything that attracts businesses, increases job opportunities and tax revenue for Wolfville is all part of increasing our commercial tax revenue. I would love to work with the Economic Action Plan, as Wendy said, in the retail, tourism, education, and research sector. First, at this point, we're still, with the Economic Action Plan, we're still gathering information and setting goals. However, with the plan, the things that we will do, like the winery bus, we can assess them and see if they worked, bringing more tax revenue in. I think the key is going to be mixed commercial and residential development downtown. I think that will bring the tax dollars in that we need, along with the Footloose, as Wendy said, the Footloose Industries. Thank you.
We have a plan. We have an economic development plan that I subscribe to. I think we've got to go forward with it. It can't sit on the shelf. We've got to push it. I've always been wanting to help commercial grow. One of the ideas I have is a grant to new business, to new entrepreneurs, so that they get relief from their tax over a period of time. 2, 3 years, whatever it takes to get a small business running, like the Hearing Clinic, like some of the others you've seen start up. I'm worried about the bike shop. Where's it going? I don't want it to leave town. I think we should be moving and helping them stay here, find a space if necessary. We can't lose a business that's lasted 25, 30 years. We've got to work with business, communicate with them, work with the WBDC to develop more options and more opportunities.
I think one of the greatest challenges we're going to have as a community is look down the road 40 years from now and not just look at 4 years. I think we need to look at our land use bylaw. I think we need to have more communication and liaison with Kings County Council. I think we need to expand the boundaries of Wolfville, particularly along the main street, and look at cooperation and look at other government funding, so we can expand and maybe look at light industrial opportunities, which will raise the commercial rate and help reduce the residential rate.
I'm a believer that that council's job is to assist business by providing a competitive tax rate for the commercial district, commercial sector, and as well infrastructure to draw people or make people take notice of Wolfville. Things like the transportation study that was done. Implementation of that is a lifestyle change. It will cause people to stop and look and think, Wolfville looks good. That looks attractive. The tax rate attractive. That would help. One of the gaping holes, and I've studied this plan. One of the gaping holes in this, there's not a mention in there of Wolfville School. It's got the new Booker. It's got Acadia, it's got Landmark East. The keystone of the community, your local school, I believe, is not even in the education and research sector. That should be included in part of the plan.
Over to you, Keith.
Thank you. The only way that we're going to make a more competitive tax rate or hold residential taxes is by building new commercial buildings. Attracting the businesses, fill the buildings, but if we just recycle them in the existing buildings, we don't generate any new tax. Our challenge, well, our opportunity is they are coming. We have some great momentum here. Pete's has created some residential momentum, and vacancy rates are down. Developers are now interested. The Raillands development, the new proposal for the home hardware site, developers are coming. Our challenge now is to ensure that those developments meet the values of our community. We need to caught me off guard there with the wet flag. We need to articulate what we want in a downtown. Perhaps we need a model of our downtown. We need to examine our laws very carefully and ensure that new developments meet the values and character of our town. Thank you.
Well, I'm probably going to end up saying a lot of the same things that Councillor Irving said, but yeah, the downtown area is, we're looking at the Petro-Canada site is another site that we're looking at for some residential and some commercial, along with the Homer site. But this is going to be slow. This is not going to be fast going unless we get something like the railroad development plan, where we do need buildings. When Councillor Irving says that, he's so right. You know, we talk about getting more commercial. Where are we going to put them? Right now, there's no buildings. That's what we need. And we can talk for hours here about how we're going to get commercial. With that, we need to have buildings in order to have commercial. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a great question, and it's something that we definitely have to get, we have to grapple with and succeed with. First of all, I'd like to say we have to recognize we can't do it alone. The council doesn't really, isn't the body on its own to attract business. That's just not our function. Our function is to work with our partners like the WBDC, Acadia, both faculty and students, work with our regional development agency, which will morph into something else because right now it's on its last legs. We have to work with the province, we have to work with our residents because, you know, if this is a great place for residents to live, if it's working for them, it's also a great place for businesses because the businesses serve the residents. And if it's a great place for tourists, it's also a great place for business. So if we pay attention to what are the needs in those sectors, we'll do just fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for, again, for everybody being very thoughtful with regard to time. I think we'll have a good amount of time to get through many of the questions the interesting questions that have come from audience members, who also have exceptional handwriting, which makes it really easy for me, so thank you for that.